Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 1. So you want to be a hero. Well, we're still exploring Spielberg. It is currently mid-afternoon on day 1. And last time I said we were going to explore the rest of the town, but having explored half of it, I'm actually thinking it might be better for us to go hit the road a little bit, and maybe by the time this chapter is over, I might be able to get our first big quest accomplished. The breeze is cool, but you feel a shiver deeper than just the cold. You are really on your own now in a very dangerous place. The town wall is made of very sturdy carved rock. Heavy forest looms to the south. The trees are just ordinary trees. What can be seen of the sky through the trees is bright and clear. The carved wooden sign reads Spielberg. It's an old broken down cart. Yeah, you can't do much with that. Can't do much with that. Nothing to do there. Do a quick equipment check. And we'll go ahead and sneak due east. Spruce, fir, larch. Number 21, the larch. Scotch pine, ponderosa pine, George bush, Daventry. Christmas, or maybe scrub oak. Do you really care what kind of tree this is? Refugees from Beirut, cedars of Lebanon. Maple. Fortunately for it, you're not a sapsucker, regardless of your tummy color. Redwood. Gazebo on the hoof. And you can keep doing this on all the trees, and there is a reason for it. Eventually, I said, careful, if it floats, it could be a witch. But yeah, you do get a bunch of these different little random messages. Eventually, you can get a rather funny one. Hey, this is a clean game, don't be a litter bug. Eventually, you can get a message that tells you that you just found a money tree. And that, owing to the fact that it still needs time to grow and mature, there is no money on it, but in a couple of 100 years, you'll be rich. Rich! And yeah, rather menacing-looking forest here, larch. The late frosts of winter gave rise to the greening of spring. There is crisp smell of cedar in the air. The forest seems to be unusually still and quiet. And yeah, sneaking does take a little bit longer than regular walking. It appears the recent avalanche has sealed off the road leading out of the valley. So, yeah. No leaving the valley. We're stuck here. There seems to be a fox north of the road. Help me, brave and kind hero. My foot is caught in this trap. If I had hands like you instead of paws, I could free myself. Well, I'll go ahead and help him out. You spring the trap. In exchange for your kindness, I'll give you some advice and a bit of information. First of all, it sometimes pays off to be polite even to rude people. As for the amusing tidbit, Baba Yaga put an enchantment on the Baron's daughter some years back. To break the spell, you need to talk to the Dryad. Au revoir, ta-ta for now. Be seeing you. And we'll go ahead and sneak off to the east here so that we can get another quest. Far from the frost field fares forth this fighter. Hunger has hurled me hither from home. My name it is known in the Northlands as Braugi. Barter with Blaze Cash or bargain with me. And yes, we can try and fight this frost giant, but it's a bad idea even if you're a fighter. So ask about Braugi. Braugi I be, to boast of my boldness, strong as the storm that sends forth the snow. Fiercer in fighting than foes in their fury. Fear now this frost giant fighter and flee. Ask about the Northlands. Far from the frost field fares forth this fighter. Hunger has hurled me hither from home. And repeats that again. Bargain. Find me some fruit for to mellow my mead horn. Gift I will give of a gem that now glows. Jewel from Jotunheim, flare of the frost flame. Fetch to me fruit that will fill up my fists. It looks like it will take up a lot of fruit to fill up those fists. Fruit. High point of harvest, the finest of flavor. Apples or oranges, peaches or pears. Mead. Mead is the mother's milk, mighty yet mellow, that brings joy to giants and madness to men. Gem. Glow of the frost flame that fills up the night field. A jewel that is flawless, the finest of gems. Okay, so we need to find him some fruit to get a nice gem. Ask about hunger. Hollow my food house, for my hunt has been hindered by having to hurry here from my home. And fighting. Fiercer than frostbite, my fury is fearless. My axe is as edged as it is the ice. This warrior is willing to wield another war drum. The battle axe blazes and bellows for blood. You know, that's fine. I think I'm going to not fight you, but go find you some fruit. So we'll just go ahead and sneak westward. Oh, and you'll note that I did pick up some rocks earlier. There is a reason for that, because you can, in fact, improve your throwing skill by picking up rocks and throwing at them. And the rocks actually make a very nice improvised weapon if you do not have multiple daggers. But this is also a nice way to train up your fighting skill, or your throwing skill. Because throwing stuff very quickly and running from it is probably your best way to fight as a thief. And just throwing that little bunch of rocks has given us a 3-point boost in our throwing, and our stealth, the little bit of sneaking we've been doing so far, has raised us up to a 57. And our intelligence has gone up to 18, based on all the talking we've been doing. And here we are at the healer's hut. The bright smell of fresh herbs mingles with the aroma of wood smoke as you come up to a hut by the side of the road. The small creature looks more like a small flying lizard than a bird. This tree is a large oak. There is a nest on the limb that stretches toward the hut. And if we wait, we might see a little glint in the nest there. Because the note from the healer said that she lost her ring. Takes a lot of skill and practice to climb this tree. Yeah, there's the glint. So yes, this is our first quest that we're likely to complete. And it does take a bit of trying as a thief to manage to climb this tree. And this is the first example of how the puzzles in this game work, because the solutions are completely different based on whether you're a fighter, a thief, or a wizard. Now, a fighter, if you have the climb skill, you can do this, but typically most fighters don't invest points in climb at this point. So their solution is to throw rocks at the bird nest until they can get it. Now, we just raised our climb skill to 20, but we're also a bit tired. So can we rest while we're here for 10 minutes? Try and get some stamina back. And we could. Okay, so we're going to try and balance our way across to that ring. Remember what happened to Humpty Dumpty. That's what happens sometimes when you go out on a limb. And we check our sheet, and we did lose 4 health points from that, and a point of stamina, and yes, it is possible to die falling out of this tree if you do it while your health is low enough. But as I recall, I was usually able to get through the ring on the second try. Third time will be the charm. Practice makes perfect. So yeah, we're down to 1323. I think we can probably take one more good hit after that. And just in case, let's let third time be the charm. Easy. Easy. You carefully bend down, reach into the nest. In the nest you find a gold ring. You take the ring and move carefully back along the limb. Made it. Now, back down the tree. And voila. So now let's go and introduce ourselves to the healer. You politely knock on the door. After a moment, you hear the inside bolt slide open. A voice from inside says, "Come on in." The fragrances of herbs mingle with some rather unpleasant odors as you step into the healer's house. "Lovely day, isn't it? My, you must look very healthy for an adventurer. You must be new. What can I do for you? I can sell you healing potions if you like. Also buy spell components if you're interested in gathering some for me. Don't mind me, I always have so much to do around here." And we'll go ahead and look at her. She is a rather motherly-looking woman with a look of vagueness that belies her shrewdness. She wears an apron over her dress and a scarf wrapped around her head. You see a winged lizard, much like the one you saw outside. You see a few odds and ends, not to mention this and that. The healer's bed looks very comfortable. Amelia uses a wide variety of pots to make her magical potions. You see a clean but very cluttered little hut filled with potions, bottles and potions. The healer is busy puttering around with her potions. And my ring is shaped like gold, like braid. Not sure what prompted that. My ring is shaped in gold like a braid of the herb Aphlis. Yeah, Aphlis with entwined leaves. I'll give 6 gold for the person who returns my ring. And let's see. Ask about healer. "Well, my name's Amelia Appleberry, but mostly I'm just known as the healer. I'll be happy to sell you some potions. I live here with my pet Terry." Ask about pet. "Oh, that's my pet Terry, the pterosaur." Yeah, Terry the pterosaur. "He has a girlfriend, Teresa, P, with a nest in the oak inside my door. Terry keeps me company and listens while I chatter as I work. They're a species of flying liver. I understand they can grow quite large in the south." Ring. And got the description of the ring. Reward. "I'll give 6 gold to the person who returns my ring. It was a gift when I graduated from the College of Healing." Ask about potions. "I make and sell healing potion, power potion, vigor potion, and undead unguent." Ask about healing potion. "The potion is used to heal damage that keeps wounds from getting worse. It's gotten pretty dangerous around here, and a healing potion can be quite useful in a serious situation." Vigor potion. "Vigor potion is used to revitalize yourself after vigorous exercise. It helps restore stamina." Stamina. "Stamina is a measure of the energy the body uses as you walk or play." Power potion. "Power potions restore the energy needed to cast spells." Undead unguent, or unguent. How do you say that? Undead unguent is used to drive off the minor undead, such as zombies or floating spirits. It doesn't last long, so you usually always use it near where you're going to encounter such things. Zombies. "There are not too many zombies in this land. Too damp, I suppose. There are some floating spirits, I've heard." Floating spirits. Floating spirits are the ghosts which usually hang around graveyards at night. They're dangerous, so don't go near them unless you got undead unguent first. Magic. I have the skill to use my magic to create potions. I'm a bit proud of it. Not everyone can do that, you know. Okay. Spell components. I always need ingredients for making potions. Right now I need some of Arena's flowers, magic mushrooms, troll beard, and let me think. Oh yes, cheetah claws. I'll be happy to pay you for bringing me some. Also buy back any empty flasks you have so that I can recycle them. Waste not, want not, after all. Troll beard. The trolls around here are tough monsters and can't stand the light of day, and so are only found in night or at caves, or at night in caves. They are very difficult to kill, but I'll give you 2 healing potions for the beard of a troll. Yeah, after fighting a troll, I'd need 2 healing potions. I'll use flowers from Arena's Peace to the north near all my potions. They have some of the magic of them place even when they're dried. I'll pay you 5 silvers for a flask full of flowers. And Arena's Peace. Almost to the north of here is the meadow called Arena's Peace. It's a very magical area, and I understand that it's a place of safety, and it is beautiful all the year, for the flowers are always in bloom. Cheetah claws. The cheetah looks like a cross between a panther and a man. It is vicious and tough. Unless you're a very tough fighter, you best try to get away from it. If you do manage to kill it, I'll pay you 5 silvers for each claw. Flasks. I'll pay you 1 silver each for every empty flask you bring me so I can use it for more potions. Mandrake root. Mandrake root is used in a variety of spells, mostly for evil purposes. Mandrake must be pulled from a dead man's grave at midnight. Well, whatever kind of grave is there. The root is particularly powerful. And let's go to the castle. You can see Spielberg Castle from my yard outside. The Baron lives there if it's only his gods for company, so I hear. The Baron. Poor man, he hasn't been the same since his son and daughter were taken from him. Son. He was just a young dashing man when you last drove off, never returned. Daughter. The dear child, I can still picture her beautiful blonde hair done up in braids. She was so sweet. It's hard to believe that she's gone. And brigands. Those brutes. I'm always having to heal somebody they've beaten up and robbed. I hate thieves. And yes, little hint. In the original Quest for Glory, I don't think that they managed it in the remake, but if you tried stealing from the healer in the original game and you got caught, not that there's really a way to steal from her in the remake, she would kick you out and you would not be able to get into her shop and buy things ever again. Which is kind of a problem because you do need to get 2 important quest items from her. And speaking of quest items... thank you for finding my ring. How I've missed this. Here are 6 golds and 2 healing potions for your reward. You put the reward away and leave it and tell her she is welcome as you leave to avoid being kissed again. And she's chasing after us. Run! Run! And it is now dark. Well... Of course, when it's night, the city gates are shut. But what is that to a thief of our skill? Climbing the wall proves too difficult for your current level of skill, but keep practicing. After making sure nobody is watching, you climb over the town wall. Ha! Okay, climbing is now at 32, our stealth is at 67, and our agility, strength, and intelligence have all gone up, but we are a bit wounded. So I think it might be a good time to go check out the inn and see about getting a room for the night. While we're here with a whole bunch of unattended locks, seems like time to get some practice in. The door is securely barred from the inside, but you do get some practice. Then, nobody said this job was easy. Uh-oh, you made too much noise. The sheriff and Otto arrive on the scene and arrest you for criminal carelessness. Work a little faster next time. Well, that is why we save and save often. So, try that again. And let's not try it more than twice, because that little bit got us up 4 points. So we can see that we've got a butcher, a tavern, and an odd light coming from Dark Alley. And we've also got the butcher, the baker. No candlestick makers, though. And got a little house there. We're going to go ahead and check out the alleyway. The shop seems to be closed. There's a sign on the door which says "Gone Fishing." The shop seems to be closed, although there are some dried up cupcakes in the window. There's a sign on the door that says "Go Fishing." On that, looks like this door has been closed for a long time. This place seems sinister at night. Some strange object is glowing at the other end of the alleyway. You would just see a glint from here. This is what we call schmuck bait. But that coin light spell gets him every time. See that dagger? The next one is centered on your back. Give Sneak here your cash and you walk out of here. It's a very simple trade. Your life for your money. Well, luckily, there is such a thing as honor among thieves. You mean the first victim we've had in months is a thief? Here I thought we were finally going to make some money. Tell Crusher that the password tonight is Swisherfish. He's in the tavern. Now go before I forget you made the sign and make you pay anyway. So yes, it turns out that the disreputable tavern is the location of the Thieves Guild. The grimy window lets little light into this tavern. It smells like stale ale and other more unpleasant things. The floor is covered with dirt, and the bar is with sticky beer. The bartender glares at you as you enter, and so does the ugly goon on the left. You get the impression that you are not welcome. It looks like something you'd expect to see in a tavern, but a little dirtier. So this is where the barber has his lunch. The guy's had so much to drink he looks embalmed. The butcher is wearing a blood-stained apron. He seems to be deeply involved in the game. The baker seems to be deeply involved in the game. They seem to be using old maid cards, but it looks like these guys aren't playing with a full deck. Ask about butcher shop. There's not a whole lot of meat in town for me to butcher these days. Now someone just bring down that stag in the forest. Got any 991s? Cards. The cards, they've been very good to me. Name. I'm Butch Beefmeister, the butcher. Go fish. Fish. There's a river to the south by the Flying Falls which has some good-sized trout. Got any 614s? Bakery. I haven't been able to get much in any supplies since the brigands closed off the area. The bakery will reopen as soon as I have some. Go fish. The butcher has been getting all the good cards. As for name, I'm Silas Sourdough, the baker. Got any 403s? And fish. Mirror Lake has the south has a huge fish, but it's pretty dangerous. Go fish. You see a crumpled piece of paper under the stool. Now let's check out the crumpled paper. You pick up the note. You smooth out the piece of paper and read. B. He's starting to get suspicious. Hold off on our meetings for a bit, but I'll keep you posted by these notes. B. The drunken barber at the end of the bar isn't in any shape to talk, at least not coherently. That's a mighty unusual keg there. The world-famous troll sweat is always fresh. It looks lean, mean, and green. Some of the finest ale in the alley. This is a keg of genuine troll sweat guaranteed to make your eyes water and your teeth rot. This good looks tough and mean. He's not someone you'd want to fight. This bartender looks tough from his crew cut down to his boots. The only thing soft about him is his tattoo, which says Mama. Bartender's ignoring you. Maybe you should sit down first. What do you want? Ask about name. This is a bar. I serve drinks. You want a drink? Order one. You want answers to stupid questions? Get out. Okay. Drinks. Ale, 1 silver. Troll Sweat, 5 silver. Dragon's Breath, 25 silver. Take your pick. Ask about the ale. Good for what ails ya? Ha ha ha. Har har. Troll Sweat. It'll go down real smooth. And Dragon's Breath. It's a house specialty. Yeah, I don't think I want to take a chance on the drinks right now in my condition. What do you think, I'm a guide dog or something? This is the Aces and Eights Tavern, stranger. Crusher. He don't like his personal affairs discussed. My advice is to do not to do anything to get him upset. And yeah, Thieves Guild. Stupid question. Hey, this is not his establishment. You want me to ask Crusher? Ask about Crusher. The goon seems to be ignoring you. Tavern. You seem to have annoyed him. Ask about the Thieves Guild. What's the password? Got Octolieber, Schweinhund, and Torpreingold. Swisherfish. Which is, of course, swordfish in German. This dark, seedy place is less than you expected of a Thieves Guild. You feel uneasy about the sinister mood here. The man seated by the table greets you with a scowl. Crusher's his usual amiable self, and you can't quite make out what lurks behind the massive door. Beginners. Why do they keep giving me beginners? I tell you, Crusher, that the thief of my stature and ability should be stuck in this podunk town, besieged by brigands who aren't even union members, is the height of injustice. It will cost you 25 silvers to work in town. Just pay Boris at the door. If you don't have the cash, go steal some. Alright, let's go ahead and talk with... You can call me Boris. I'm the chief financial officer for the guild. Our very special items are reserved for our guild members. No scabs allowed. Well, since we need a license to work in town... You check to see if your money is there. Yep, still is. You may buy a license, a toolkit, and a lockpick. Let's go with the license. Welcome to the Thieves Guild Union, Local 1313. Let's see, do I have enough to get the toolkit? Not just yet. Ask about license. A Thieves Guild license will cost you 25 silvers. You'll need the license to use any of our services. The license allows you to steal in town without us tipping the sheriff. Allows you to purchase professional quality tools, provide fencing services at no extra charge, and pays for the flowers on your grave in the event of an untimely accident. Tools. Perhaps I could sell you a good lockpick for 15 silvers, or a wonderful Acme Thief toolkit for 100 silvers. Toolkit. It's a steal at only 100 silvers. Lockpick. How else can you borrow things effectively? The investment of your lifetime for 15 silvers. Fencing. We are happy to give you recompense for any items you may have borrowed from others. The daggers are nicely made and apparently designed for throwing. Beside the Chief Thief's seemingly endless collection, there are 2 match sets with different colored hilts for playing Dag Nabbit. Even thieves get thirsty. Don't open the lid, who knows what will jump out? Crusher is our personnel manager. From his expensive clothes to his carefully trimmed mustache, there is an air of sophistication about this villain. The table is as rough as the man sitting next to it. Crusher ignores you. Ask about name. I am known as the Chief. Town. There are a few places around town where some clever and skilled thief can make some silver. Perhaps even you could steal something. Sheriff. The sheriff provides a useful service in this town. He arrests anybody too stupid to be a good thief. He is the sheriff's goon. There are only a few members of our guild still around here. With the snow and the brigands keeping away the tourists, it's hard to earn a decent living. Stealing. I've had beginners before, but this guild reached a new low when you joined. Child, you are a thief. Stealing is how you make a living. So go out there and steal something, and hopefully you will get. That is, you won't get caught. I'm just going to note that I'm getting tired. The brigands. Those non-mutant cretins are giving thieves a bad name. I'm certain they have a spy planted in our organization. Ask about the spy. Some of us leaking our insider information to the brigands. You just can't trust anyone these days. No honor among thieves, I guess. Even though there's kind of honor among thieves, but... Anyway, the Thieves Guild. Where else but here can one mingle freely with others of our chosen profession, sharing tips and secrets? Where else can you safely fence stolen items? Where else can you ask questions like these and not be thrown in jail? This guild is truly your home away from home. And we ask about tips. Don't get caught. Secrets. That would be telling. Crusher. Personal manager. Fence. Just give your stolen items to Boris and you'll be duly recompensed. Or in terms your suit to your apparent intellect, you get cash for your loot. Boris. Boris is our accountant. Accountant. I have no time for idle talk. Why don't you do something constructive like stealing Otto's yo-yo? And Scabs. Those who do not pay their union dues are the lowest form of life. And I think we will gladly sell you a modest fee, or a modest fee a lockpick. However, for the true professional, we have a thief toolkit which will allow you to pick anything with a little practice. Just talk to Boris. Daggers. A dagger's a thief's best friend. If you ever get good on them, perhaps we could play a little game. What's the game? You and I could throw some daggers over the board over there, and bet upon which of us will throw better. Bet? We could start small, perhaps a silver a throw. When we throw each dagger at the board, and the dagger closest to the center wins. And the board. That is a specially designed dagger board. Stealing from a dagger-throwing thief? That's a dangerous and stupid idea. Yeah, we'll need to actually put the money on him. How much will you bet? 5 silver. But yeah, you move the slider here to determine how much force you're using, and this to determine the angle. And yeah, given my very low skill level, it's not going to be accurate even if I do wind up trying to figure out how best to angle this. Of course, I messed up the slider there. You got me that time. Say, you're pretty tough. Shall we play again? So yeah, beginner's luck. I managed to beat the Chief Thief on my first try and now have 15 silver pieces. And we'll check the time. It is in fact now the middle of the night. Whenever you're told that you're getting tired, that's a sign that it's past midnight. And yes, you can also die by not sleeping enough. And I had planned to try and get to the inn, but we're running a little long here. But we have made our bona fide with the Thieves Guild, which is a very important thing for a thief to do. So we'll go ahead and swing by the inn, close this out, and a nice end to our first day. Because I think that the inn will still be open at this point. Welcome, welcome, traveler, to the Hero's Tale Inn. I am Shamin, at your service. May you find what you seek here. Very good food, very good drink. Finest in town. Sit, rest, you will be served by my Shima. We can just get a point for talking to him. We'll go and ask about the room and talk to him about the rest of us tomorrow. Very nice room, very soft beds, finest in town. Well, only in town, but only 5 silvers a night. Buy a night's rest. May you dream of all the rewards you deserve. You thank Shamin and pay him 5 silvers for the room. The sleep heals and refreshes you. I said the sleep heals and refreshes you. And true enough, health went up a little bit, although all of our skills went up. Our stealth went up to an impressive 79. And we have all of our stamina back. We almost have our health back. But we'll go ahead and stop here. And next time we will talk to Shamin, get breakfast, talk with Shima, and get ready to explore the rest of Spielberg during the day. We'll see you next time.